You know when you've waited the whole day to fart and you get in your car and you let it rip. Our car these days feels like one of the kind of only private places that are left. Windows up, music goes on, we can sing, we can cry, scream, and it feels like no one is watching. But modern cars are watching. They track how fast you drive when you're late, how hard you brake when you're nervous, even where you stop and for how long. We think of cars as freedom, but now they're surveillance devices on wheels. That's going to be our investigation today, so stick around. So cars give freedom and control. It's just you, the steering wheel, the open road, the aux, or now I guess the Bluetooth. That always was freedom. You didn't have to rely on bus schedules, you didn't have to rely on train schedules, you didn't have to walk. Freedom. And this, with new technology, they have become safer and safer. You've got automatic braking, you've got ABS braking, you've got sensors, you've got all of this kind of stuff. The engine is more fuel efficient, all of this stuff. There's also GPS navigation built in, there's car crash alerts, and then you've got cars that are even controlled via your app. They can even drive to you to pick you up. So on the surface, it's just this convenience hidden under these, I guess, safety perks, you know? But these systems, these cars, are constantly phoning home, for lack of a better word. They're logging your speed, they're logging if your seatbelt's on, they know your exact location, and they know how far you've gone in your car already. What's your mileage? They record all your routes, and it's not just, oh, she went from here to here. It's she went from here to here and then stayed here for 15 minutes and then went there and stayed there for 3 days. Some of them even listen inside your, cabin, I guess. They know your voice. You talk to those voice assistants, please play this type of music or whatever. I have another video about voice assistants up here, but they're listening. It's not just, I guess, an old school car that Henry Ford invented. This is kind of a spaceship. It's this black box of technology that just keeps going until you need to take it for a service. So it's a little bit later in the day now. We've had our coffee, come outside, you can see the clouds. I think winter is coming, but it's not too cold yet. But I do have to wear a long sleeve. But we need to get back to talking about cars. The data that these cars or these spaceships now collect don't just stay on the car. They actually go to the cloud. And once they're in the cloud, there are other companies that have access to this data. So your insurance companies, the car company, and I guess other people that they share the data with, whether they intend to or not. But these insurance companies use it to decide what premium you get. Bianca brakes very quickly and has had some close calls often. Therefore, her premiums are going to go up. But Omar or Granny Margaret hardly ever drives her car. Therefore, maybe we can reduce her premiums. Now, these car makers, so Tesla and all these fancy ones, there's a Tesla somewhere here. And it's not just Tesla, it's all of these other car companies. They actually sell car data to marketers. Now, this means this type of car is very good for this type of person because past history shows this. And the funny thing is that this data you don't own this data. If there's an accident or something happens, police can request this data, whether you want to share it because it benefits you or you don't. Over time, this car stops being yours, your private space. It becomes an informant about your life. Let's get back to work. This guy's sure as hell not sending data to the cloud. But I can almost guarantee this guy is. Probably not this guy. Definitely this guy. Definitely not connected to the internet. Cute. Hello, it is much later now. In about half an hour, I'm actually going to go watch someone's PhD defense. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if I can film much, but I'll see if I can get a quick snippet. I guess it's quite inspiring to see these people that have actually made it out to the other end. And it's very cool when they get introduced as doctor. So yeah, we're going to go watch that for the rest of the afternoon. But first, before we do that, we need to continue talking about cars and the weird, eerie part. And it's the part that most drivers miss. It's the part that you can't opt out from this. When you buy a new smart car, that's your car. That's how it works. It needs to be connected to the internet. And even if you don't connect your phone to the car is still sending and receiving data back and forth. This freedom that we spoke about having a car, actually comes with a major trade-off. Especially because these bigger countries, like the Netherlands and all these Western European countries, are moving towards a green future, which means a lot more electric cars. Electric cars means you get rid of your old skadonk car that is not connected to anything because of the law. And in exchange for saving the planet and all this kind of stuff, you become monitored. I guess it's the quiet cost of modern driving and saving the planet, I guess. Very different landscape in third world countries, though. You will see very old gas, petrol cars driving around, not necessarily connected everywhere. Anyway, let's go watch a PhD defense and be inspired, I guess. This guy, currently plugged into the ground over there, I can almost guarantee is streaming with the cloud. 100% electric, quite small. Let me show you. They're all around the Netherlands.
Komen veel mensen om met het verkeer. Sterker nog, wereldwijd gezien is het doodsoorzaak.
I'm home now. I obviously couldn't get too many clips of the actual ceremony out of like privacy reasons. But I got a small clip and it's quite formal. Like it's not, you don't play around here. Like there's specific items of clothing that people need to wear. But it is inspiring to be like, oh, maybe one day I'll actually be there. But still in a while. But anyway, my friend is going to come over for dinner. She's actually going to make some halloumi wraps. So she's out getting the ingredients. And I'm going to change my pants into something less formal. So yeah, I'll probably only chat to you later.
See? In South Africa you always have white wine with ice.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Good evening. We had some nice halloumi wrap kind of things, makeshift wrap, because we didn't actually have wraps, but it was a really good chat. And it is currently 9:24, so perfect ending, perfect. I can go to bed now, my normal time as an old granny. But today was the Apple launch. Very disappointing in all of their products. Okay, I think it's time for our thought experiment. It kind of zooms out a little bit and uses the car as an analogy. As I said before, we used to think cars were private. And we used to think, okay, cool, this private space allowed me this freedom. But the fact they're now listening and reporting shows that there's something bigger here. There's no space tech has not crept in. Homes, phones, vehicles, watches, even the roads that these cars drive on, all quietly wired together, all quietly reporting on you. What if there's no such thing as a private space anymore? Only spaces we haven't noticed have been infected by technology. This thought experiment works well in the first world because it seems like everything is connected. But if we zoom out a little bit, for those of you who haven't been to the third world, it's a little bit of a different story. it's like this weird hybrid mesh of this, and you get to see both sides of the coin. So I encourage you to go have a visit there. Maybe it will make you a little bit more aware of what's actually going on in the first world and how tech has infected everything. But on that note, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Elon, hello. Definitely says LAPD. Pretty cool.